Hello, how are you doing? Welcome along to FTUK's weekly catch-up live stream. I hope that everything is well with you and your trading week has gone well so far. It's not quite over yet. My name is Nick Quinn and I run FTUK on a day-to-day basis, and it's good to be speaking to you today. Today in the live stream, I want to talk about some very, very specific things to do with trust in the prop industry. I think it's an interesting topic, and it's something that I don't think we've really talked about that before, so I thought it was a good idea to actually run through it. But before we do, obviously, please do subscribe to our Discord channel. Over 6,000 members now in Discord, and Reza is always over there to sort you out with all of the latest stuff that's going on at FTUK. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and our socials, Instagram, Facebook, that sort of stuff. Really helps us out. And we've got some great content that's on all of those channels at the moment. Okay, right. Let's jump in. We'll start with the weekly payout review. We'll go through those because there's been some fantastic payouts this week. There's always pretty good payouts, but I actually genuinely think that we're at a time of the year now where we've probably got the best set of traders I think that we've ever got. So I want to run through the weekly payouts, and then I want to talk about trust within the prop industry and the things that matter to you the most. And this is an stream that everybody should watch because, you know, the reason that you're here is to make money, and making money is done through the mechanism of a prop firm in a way that you want to work with. And how are you then evaluating whether you want to work with one? It all comes down to what you trust in, you know, so it's a very, very important topic. And then what are those, how do we divide that up and go into a little bit more detail? Okay, right, let's jump in and let's go through the weekly, the payouts, the review of the weekly payouts, because there's been some particularly good ones. Some really good ones this week. 34,420 totally in payouts over the course of the last few days. Kim and T, 2,089. Well done to you. Look at this one here from Ray L, 4,592. That's a lovely, lovely end to your week, isn't it, when you get that kind of a paycheck in the post? But as you can see, some great payouts there. UCAB as well, $857. I know that was a particularly hard one, and that's a guy that's been through the mill once or twice with FTUK. He's been a client with us for a long time, so well done to you. That was your first payout. And as I've said so many times, it's not necessarily about the actual amount of money, because that first payout, when you get it, man, it feels great. So well done to you, UCAB. That's fantastic to see. On the funded trader side, the top three, I think these are all levels up to level 2, which is really nice to see. Hendrik K, this is a scale up from level 1 on a 100k account up to 200,000. Kane W as well, that's another level up on an instant funding account of 100k up to 200,000. And also as well, Bobby G, congratulations on your 50k one step as well. Now leveled up to level 2 with 100k, and I think you've had a payout along the way on that one as well. So yeah, it's really, really good to see 1.42 million totally funded over the course of the last few days at FTUK. So that firepower is there if you need it. We are the most aggressive when it comes to scaling, so that's something that you're interested in. The scaling program is there for you, so please head over to the website, look at the offers, look at the scaling program, and it's all there. And these are the guys that are doing this, that are smashing these markets every single week, so congratulations to everyone. If you want to join them, then obviously you can just head over to the website and come and join us at FTUK. Right, so let's start by talking about trust in the prop industry and what it means to everyone, because really it's a very, very important subject that probably most people will know that they want, but most people don't really understand or break it down in any depth. So I think it's a good time, about time that we actually did something like that. Why is it so important in this industry? Well, the prop industry itself, certainly the modern day iteration of the prop industry, it's a relatively new way of gaining access to financial markets. It's also got a very low barrier to entry because you don't need to stick all of your savings into an account. You can work with a very small amount of money and get a lot of firepower for it as well. Traditionally, prop firms used to be physical places where you would go. I did a little bit of that myself as well. The prop industry is now morphed into an online model as well, which is great because it just makes it accessible accessible to literally everybody all over the world. But it is relatively new, so there's a lot of slight wariness around that subject. There's money involved as well, and whenever any area of life involves money, then it's something that people require trust in. You require trust in the banking system. Why? Because there's money involved in it, and if it's your money, if it's your hard money, earned money, then obviously that's very important. And the next thing as well is we're obviously in the risk business. And when you're in the risk business, and you're operating under a sort of an umbrella of uncertainty, having that inner sense of trust in what you're doing, not only in your own ability, but in the system with which you are engaging in, it's tough. It's really, really tough, and it makes it very, very important as well. Uncertainty for human beings is something that we do not like. We always try and compensate and find some sort of certainty of outcome. When people do a job, they expect to get paid at the end of the month. It doesn't work like that in markets. Markets are a little bit different. Yes, you can get paid. Yes, you can make a nice salary. But you can't necessarily guarantee that at the end of the month you will be making X amount, because markets, they do not work like that. So it's a very, very different way of trying to generate some money, which is why it's very popular for a lot of people to run their prop trading as one component of the way that they are making a living. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the key point is that human beings don't like uncertainty. We don't operate well in environments of uncertainty, which is why having a good strategy and planning is super important. But again, it feeds into the narrative of why trust is so important. People aren't used to investing like this. No, they're not. And it's a unique way of going about it. It's very, very basic to just go to your bank and put your money in a savings account. But if you want to engage in this kind of activity where you feel in full control of making your own return and your own decisions about investing, it's a bit strange. It takes a bit of time to get used to, and that's one of the key components of that, is because we are always trading on margin. We trade with leverage, so it does make it a little bit different. And also as well, prop, because of the barrier to entry is so low, it does act as an entry point for a lot of traders. So therefore, a lot of as a company, we have to try and cater to everybody, a very broad demographic, which is why I have a range of accounts, because you're going to get guys that are new. You're going to get guys that just want to give it a try. You're going to get some people that aren't sure what they're doing and just want to click the button because they've heard that their mate made a load of money on Instagram, So we also then have to cater for people that are very professional and they've been doing it a long time. So you've got to sort of cater for a lot of people, and the prop industry itself is used by a lot of people that have never done this kind of thing before. So again, they are wary, they are not sure, suspicious, and therefore the trust card is very, very important to understand too. Right. Let's break this down to the second section then. What are the things that people care about the most? Well, fast, easy payouts. That's probably the top of the list. And it's the same with FTUK as it probably is for all other prop firms as well. You're getting paid. That's why you are here. You worked particularly hard at your trading and you need your money. And getting access to that money once you've made it is the most important thing. And that can, if you're not getting it, that can completely undermine your trust. And it can be eroded really, really fast. It really can, particularly in this industry, which is why as a company we put so much emphasis on getting that bit right, because it is very, very important. Getting paid is the main reason you are here. Why else would you be here? Yeah, you're engaged in learning markets or developing a strategy in markets because you ultimately want to make a return. Maybe you want to make a lot of money. Maybe you just like the intellectual pursuit, but you want to make a return. There's very few people, I think, that operate within financial markets that aren't interested in making money. Well, maybe there's economists that really like the intellectual challenge of understanding how economies move. I don't know. For the most part, it's all about getting paid, making money out of the activity that you are engaging with. It's the top of the list for everyone. And that makes sense. I completely agree. It's the reason why we are all here, and why wouldn't you be? So what do we do as a company? Well, we aim to get people paid out in an hour. That's our benchmark. It doesn't always work like that because it depends on the criteria, the time of day, the support staff, also as well what time you are requesting your payout. You know, so sometimes we're a little bit quicker, sometimes we're a little bit slower, but we tend to try and work to a 1 hour time window. That's our benchmark, our internal benchmark, and it's a good benchmark to have. Other prop firms will do the same as well. You know, it depends when you're going to get paid out on your account. So for example, our challenge accounts, that you'd have to wait like a week or so before you can actually request your payout. But once that has been actioned, we tend to try and get those assessments and that process running as fast as we can. It's always the top priority of all of the interaction that's coming in, is getting people paid out as fast as possible. And like I said, it's not always completely achievable, but that's what we always work to. And this is where I think we get this right, because communication around all of that subject is absolutely key. Because when you're looking for your money, you want to know what's going on, particularly if it's your first payout, particularly if you've never done it before. So this is where I think we get this very, very right at FTUK. That touch point for the clients, that touch point for yourself when you want to interface with the company, you can do that really easily. We communicate very, very quickly, I would say, as a rule, throughout the different portals, whether that's email or chat or whatever, which I'll talk about in a bit more detail. But yeah, communication is absolutely key when it comes to payout. Easy. Everybody wants an easy process, and you should expect that as well. If there's absolutely no use in working with a prop firm that makes the journey of trying to sort of the mechanical journey of you buying an account or requesting your payout, that makes that more challenging, or it's broken or it's convoluted. There's absolutely no point in that. Trading is hard enough as it is, yeah? And if you're just grappling with that now, you'll know exactly what I mean. It is tough, yeah? It's not easy. So you don't want to be working with a firm that makes it more difficult. So making that process easy is very, very, very super important. You want a dashboard that's clean and is clear and is easy to work with. And I think that we do that particularly well at FTUK. If you go to our dashboard, let me just quickly show you on here. I have got it on one of my tabs. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah. So when you do get a payout from FTUK, when the account is ready and eligible for a payout, you will see that the button will appear automatically. You don't even need to do anything, yeah? It will automatically appear. That criteria, that assessment process is all done for you. And then you just hit the button and then away you go. You get a choice of different routes with FTUK. It'll be somewhere up there in the corner. You get to work with RiseWorks, which is just blisteringly quick if you are wanting to do your withdrawals in fiat currency. Once you are set up and registered with RiseWorks, because that's a third-party payment provider, then it's just super, super quick. It's virtually instant. Well, actually, no, I tell a lie. You might have to wait a few minutes, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good once you've got your passport and stuff uploaded on there. The alternative to that is that you can work with Confirmo, so you've got that crypto option as well with FTUK if you want to go down the crypto route. And again, you can select all of that from the dashboard when you are looking to get your payout. So it's super, super easy to work with. So you've got that flexibility. Also as well, what you need an FAQ section. You need an FAQ section which is rich in detail regarding payouts. And yep, you have got that at FTUK. We've just revamped all of our FAQs. It's now looking super smart and super good. Lots and lots of detail in here. So when it comes to payouts, there's a whole section on how that all works at FTUK. And you can study this beforehand. This is free on the website. You don't need to have an account first. So if you want to know how it works with FTUK, just hit the button on there, and then you can read all about how easy getting a payout is with FTUK. It's very, very simple to work with. Right, so let's move on and let's talk about trust. Because at the end of the day, you've got to make a decision where trust in your prop firm is something that you have, something you believe in, and that's going to help give you confidence as you develop as a trader, and you sort of walk through the process of getting your first, hitting your first target, and then getting a payout. Because if you don't trust the firm that you're working with, it really undermines your confidence, and that can ruin a trader's performance. No question about that. Well, trust in FTUK. Obviously, I'm biased because I work for FTUK, but we've been around a long time. We've been around since 2021, and there's no question that the prop industry has gone through an awful lot of ups and downs since 2021, and we are still here. We've stood the test of time, and we've worked with thousands and thousands of traders around the world. Communication, as I mentioned before, is possibly our top priority at FTUK. We are very, very transparent in the way that we work and the way that we put information out there. It's a very, very core part of what we do, and I genuinely believe that because it's one of the things that I wanted to reshape and remodel when I first joined FTUK last year. Yeah, communication. This is why we have our weekly live streams. Yeah, so you can see the people behind the firm. I run it on a day-to-day basis. I've got a great team behind me. They're market professionals, so there's not a great deal that we don't know collectively about markets. And we have the same guys that support the various areas of the business, and they've been here a long time. The guys on customer supports, we hire very, 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 very carefully. We are very, very careful to get new guys in, and we don't churn people over. So you've got a very, very core, reliable group of people, and the people that we do employ, they stay, yeah. And that's a testament and a hallmark to being in a good company. So you've got that kind of foundation at FTUK, and it's growing as a brand, it's growing as a company from week to week, month to month, and yeah, lots of big plans for next year as well, and it never ever stops changing. I myself, I run FTUK on a day-to-day basis. I've been in markets for nearly 20 years now. And yeah, there's not a lot that I don't know. I've been on both sides of the fence, on the retail side and then also on the professional side as well. I worked in media for a long time, and I also worked in banking as well. And I've also worked for several trading education companies as well. So I've seen it all. I've seen all sides, all facets of the business. And yeah, I can honestly say that this is possibly the best experience that I've ever had working within the industry, because I get to shape exactly how I believe the vision of trading for people should be, and I think that we get it right. Certainly we're open and we are transparent about that. You know, with the live streams, we put this information out there every single week. There's not many firms that create that touch point, that sense of integrity, and we do it every single week, aside when there's no non-farm payroll or something like that. But we definitely always try our best. And if there's something that you want to talk about, people email me all the time. I don't always get a chance to reply in a huge amount of detail or follow things up as much as I would like, because we're very, very busy on a day-to-day basis. But you can, if it's something you want to talk about, you can message in. You can message the support team. You can email me personally. And we will cover it. We will talk about that topic in detail. There's nothing hidden at FTUK. We make a great point of actually, making sure that everything is transparent and it's out there. Great customer service. Now, this was possibly it was the first thing that I tackled when I first started at FTUK. I believe in great customer service. There's nothing more important than great customer service, because it's how you make your decisions, and one interaction can be everything. No matter how good the products are, you could be buying an amazing car or something like that, but if you've got a really horrible experience with a salesman, it doesn't matter how good the car is or how much you wanted it, it really does affect you, and people remember that forever. So customer service is by far the most important area, and we have put a huge amount of attention and effort into getting customer service right, and it now works beautifully. Very, very rarely do we get people complaining about customer service, and that's the way it should be, because you as a trader, when you want an answer, you need an answer. Everything's great when everything's great, but it's when something goes wrong, and it doesn't matter how good the tech is, or how good the phone system is, or the computer, or the products that you're buying or selling, or how easy it is to get paid or something like that. But when something goes wrong and you need to speak to someone, you need to speak to someone now. And that's the way that we approach our customer service, and we get that absolutely pinpoint perfect. I think we've invested a huge amount of money in customer service over the course of the summer as well, just to really make sure that we are pushing at the edges to make sure that we are absolutely on form with our customer service. We are a group of market professionals as well. Liam has been on customer service for a long time. We've also got a great guy as well Uma as well. There's not a great deal that we don't know about customer service and about markets, and I think we get it right. We are not a faceless prop company, as you will experience with a lot of prop companies, and I think we go to great lengths to try and demonstrate that. And we always interact with people, not only just on our emails and on our social and on our customer support portal as well, on socials as well. We definitely get that sense of engagement with all of our clients, and I think that's the right way to do it. And I think that's a testament to the kinds of reviews that we get. We get an awful lot of good reviews on Trustpilot. Yes, you will see some 1-star reviews, but you'll see that for every single prop firm. And I absolutely promise you this, when you do see those kinds of reviews, there's always a story. There's always another side to that which potentially you haven't actually had privy to. But when you do look at some of the good reviews that we get, you can understand why this is so important to me personally, getting the customer service right. So I'll just read through a couple of these. FTUK is a great prop firm to trade with. This is from Sam. The rules are fair and easy to follow, whether you go via the challenge route or the instant funded. We are known for instant funding, of course. I recommend their services. I just got my first payout. Congratulations to you, Sam. It feels good, doesn't it? I know what that feels like, getting that first payout. And it was processed in under an hour. Okay, well, that's great. Okay, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always, sometimes it's a little bit longer than an hour, but that's what we aim to. Liam from customer services was absolutely brilliant in supporting my trading needs and always at hand to answer my 101 questions. Exactly. So no matter what your questions are, and there's no question too silly, yeah? Just jump on and ask. Somebody will help you out, because there's no new questions. We've spoke to so many people about the same things. Nick, the CEO, also gives great trading tips on his weekly Friday live stream. Well, I mean, I try to. I don't really give trading tips, I think. Maybe you share one or two war wounds from my own career. I don't know. But yeah, we certainly create the communication. I think that's the important thing. Overall, I'm delighted with FTUK and hope they bring back the static drawdown promotion on instant funding. Yes, well, that is actually back this week. So it was massively popular. So we brought it back. So if you want a static drawdown on your instant funding, you can get it right now. And I'll touch on the offer right at the end of the stream. Thanks to Liam, Nick, and FTUK. Okay, I appreciate that comment, Sam. It's really good to hear from you. Also, this one as well is a lot shorter. Great and helpful customer service. Great and helpful customer service experience. And he taught me about how spreads work. See, you know what I mean? That educational element, it's a bit weird when you've just started trading. Very often people will say, why is there two prices on the screen? I don't get it. Yeah, understanding what a spread is and how a spread works, that's something that we will help you with. We've got information that we can put your way around that. Yes, you can find it online, but if you're working with a firm, it's nice to know that, well, I'm trading with you, so can I just ask you, why is the dollar on that side of the quote on the dollar against the yen, but it's on the other way around on euro dollar? We'll answer those questions for you. Yeah, you don't need to worry. We've got you covered. It's very important to do. Another one here as well. This is from Matt as well. Lightning fast customer service and response times. I also absolutely love the dashboard. It's out of this world, fully detailed and user-friendly. Yes, there's a lot of stats on the dashboard. So you get the idea. The customer service, there's a whole bunch of these as well. But there's customer service is by far the most important element, I think, get right for any prop firm. And touch wood, we've put a lot of effort into it, and it's starting to look pretty smart indeed. Now, the reason why I wanted to just also talk about this is if you look at this particular, this is the front of the new website as well. This is the other thing with FTUK that we've done as well. We've not stood still. We keep pushing. We keep changing. I don't know if you've noticed that, but we keep embracing the new tech. We keep refreshing the website. We keep everything updated. We are a prop firm that is up to date. We don't just set it all up and then just leave it and try and make money for us as long as it lasts. No, we're here for the long term, and that's something that you need to see within a prop firm, and you definitely get that at FTUK. This here as well, you'll see there's a new little widget at the bottom of the website, this little circle thing down here. And this here is our new customer service portal here. This is the latest technology. There's a bit of AI in there as well, but there's guys sat behind this, and then there's this is the most sophisticated chat bot that you can get on the market anywhere at the moment in the world, and I've got to admit, it is absolutely outstanding. So no matter what your question is, this will have you covered, and this is operational 24/7, 365. And then we've got the team, Liam and Uma, that sit behind this as well day to day, fielding this stuff. This technology will do all kinds of stuff. So if there's a question that is that we can't answer, it will automatically go into the company and find and send the correspondence to the right person that can answer the job. It's that sophisticated. And the next layer of this will be connecting all of the accounts to it as well. So you've got a specific inquiry about your account, you'll be able to use this to actually do it. So this is a very cool bit of tech that has just been installed at FTUK, and I think it sort of puts us in a position now where we are, very, very shiny and sparkly and incredibly well tooled on all fronts in the customer service department. So yeah, it's super, super, super important to get right. So just to recap on all of that as well, at FTUK, we've rebuilt everything over the course of the summer as well on our customer service department, and that's going to give us faster responses. So you will find that the response from the tech and then also from the team as well will be very, very quick indeed. It's the latest technology, and we've also got as I also showed you before, the FAQs that's been completely rebuilt as well. So all of that information is on there. Quite often people will say, oh, well, this bit wasn't on the website. No, it's all there. It's just that the problem with running a company from an online company is you can't put every bit of detail on the homepage. It's just impractical. You can't do it. But there's nothing hidden at FTUK. It's all on there, on the website somewhere. What you've got to do as a trader is you've got to dig in. You've got to just open up the FAQs and just do a little bit of your own research, read through the pages and understand how the accounts operate. But it's all on there. It is all on there. So yeah, that's a good sweet round of the customer service department, and also as well why I think that trust is so important within the industry. Now, if you are looking for an account this weekend, as that customer review on Trustpilot was just talking about, the static drawdown was very popular indeed. We are going to look at it, maybe doing something with instant funding where it's a permanent thing, but we have brought the static drawdown back on instant funding in this week's offer. So if you want to get involved and you want to purchase your account, you get 20% off all accounts this weekend at FTUK. And if you do purchase an instant funding account, you get static drawdown on your first level, which is a game changer. It just makes it so much easier and you can relax. So there's no relative drawdown on that. On the challenges as well, you get a faster weekly payouts. Why? Because getting paid is so important at FTUK. Static 20 is the code that you will need on the checkout, and you'll be able to get that over the course of the weekend. Brilliant, good stuff. That's a good look round at customer service and why trust is so important. I really appreciate you joining us for the live stream. Thank you very much. Have a great week in the markets, and we'll see you all next Friday.